play a game called WWE Champions, which of all things, you can believe it, is a WWE game that plays like Candy Crush. It's basically just moving gems around and breaking colored gems.
Hello, and welcome to James Less's Express Lane, where I get you now as fast as possible. Gonna be pulling a bit of a GTG by watching Snort now. I don't know how I missed this. Others people seem to miss it. DSP talked about WWE Supercard and Champions. Mind you, a game he has denied playing. No, I never played that. Mind you, he didn't even say WWE Champions most of the time. It's always that game. I've never played that game. Well, let's see. What did the $450 in tips go from his birthday stream? I wonder. This is from Snort Bano.
It says, sorry guys, sorry for the yawn.
Big yawn.
It says, do you think you can spend money on a free-to-play game reasonably? I spent $100 on a Dota over 3+ years, but at the time it was really the only thing that I play. Here's the thing. Here's my feelings, okay?
Your feelings is you're an addict?
Alright? You're having a good time with it. It doesn't matter if it's free-to-play or whatever. If you're having a good time with the game and you feel you're getting a great gameplay experience out of it, then you should feel free to spend money on it if you want. Within reason. You know what I mean?
Within reason, not
$60,000. On a free-to-play formula, where the only way to advance the game is to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. That would be a very bad idea. But if the one game you're
hundreds
playing
of thousands
gives you enjoyment, you play this game all the time, right? Like a lot of people...
Notice how he said hundreds of thousands. Because he knows if he had said tens of thousands, he'd be describing himself.
With MMOs, or League of Legends, or Fortnite, or Minecraft, or a game like this, Genshin. If this game brings you pleasure to play it at length.
Pleasure.
Okay?
Wink, wink.
And then put money into it, why not? There's nothing wrong with that. Again, as long as it's within reason and you're not spending outside of your means or whatever. There's
like you?
Especially, let's say, for example,
declaring bankruptcy?
You play Genshin a lot. Let's say you play this every day for 3 hours. And so then you want to sink some money into it to get some of the better stuff. If this is the only game you're playing, then what's the point? It is fine. You see? It's
what
the
about
same
bills?
as someone who plays a $60 game, plays it for a week, beats it, and then the next week they spend another $60 on a new game. There's no difference between that. The only difference is you're playing the same game while they're switching games. You see?
Endlessly
and you spend $60,000.
Is a mobile game addict.
So that's fine. But again, it has
yes,
to be
he is,
reason,
Norbanal. Yes, he is.
The problem is that these games don't really have any limits on that, right? How many people told me that they were so jealous of me getting Clee because they wanted Clee and they were spending hundreds of dollars on polls trying to get Clee and could not get the character, and someone actually told me in the chat they spent $400 or something like that to get her, and they were pissed that I got her on like a free pull. Right? That's where you gotta realize something's wrong here, you know? This is a game, you're playing it a lot, fine. But you shouldn't be spending hundreds of dollars on every new character that comes out. You know,
like Hulk Hogan?
It could be a
5-star Hulk Hogan? Well, I mean, well, that's different, guys. You gotta spend thousands on that.
Spend. I gotta get it, man. I gotta get the new card. I gotta get the new character. I gotta get the new car in GTA Online that just came out, right? The new accessories. They're like that. Like, they need everything
big,
new.
floppy mustache begs
just
to
because it's
differ.
new, they need it. They're like addicted to that shit. You see? That's what you gotta be
like
afraid of and careful of. The last thing you want to do is put yourself in
declare bankruptcy after playing one game.
In a situation
yeah.
where you're addicted to the point where you can't stop. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that do that.
You!
That's not good.
You, my
But
friend,
let's say if Genshin Impact is the one major game you play, and you play it all the time, and you get hundreds of hours of enjoyment out of it, then why would you feel bad if you spend a couple $100s on it here and there? If you're not spending that money on other games, then what's the big...
Couple $100 here and there. This is a great insight into his mentality. What does it matter if you spend a couple $100s here and there? Well, how often is here and there for you, DSP? Mind you, with his goldfish memory, he will forget what he's talking about in the exact same sentence. He'll contradict himself in the same sentence. So what is here and there for you? Well, it's here and there. What, every day? Well, here was a day, so we'll spend $200. There's a day, spend $200. Wait a minute. What is his tips goal every day? $100 a stream? 2 streams a day? I wonder where he got that $200 here and there number from. What does it matter if you spend $200 here and there? Tips go for the total in a day is $200. Huh. I wonder why he pulled $200 out of thin air for that number.
Big deal.
Like, we already know you have no self-control and you're just gonna do it again. It's like an addict, you know, like a drug addict. Oh no, this time really, I swear I won't do it. Like,
and then he does it anyway.
Do it.
But that's the difference between, okay, You know, I'm spending because I play this game a ton. I feel like investing the money is worth it versus, oh, I'm just going to drop a ton of money into this game constantly.
Like WWE Champions?
Right? That's the big difference. Remember not Fortnite. What am I talking about? Remember Overwatch? Right? In Overwatch, it was like near impossible to pull anything for free. Seriously.
He put a lot of money into that game.
Credits once in a while, you would never get a legendary. Never. And then after I played Fortnite, I keep saying Fortnite. It's not Fortnite. It's fucking Overwatch I'm trying to talk about. The whole point that I'm making is people should not be criticized because they play a different kind of game than what's considered mainstream. Just because someone doesn't drop $60, $70 on a mainstream game that lasts 40 hours, it doesn't mean there's I can get out of here? It doesn't mean there's a problem with that. Everyone's allowed to spend money on the kind of game that they like, you know? And shouldn't be forced into, oh man, I'm gonna make fun of you because you spend money on a freaking a game that has no ending or whatever, you know? If you enjoy it, then go ahead and invest in it. That's cool, but just make sure that what you're doing is within your reason and you're not getting addicted to the formula that they want you. This game absolutely wants you to get addicted to it. It absolutely wants you to get addicted to pulls and have to pull a ridiculous amount of money. That's exactly what they want. And that's what you got to be careful of.
Mobile game addict.
Oh, here we go again. Reddit. So people are going to try to get me to talk about fucking mobile games again. I'm not against it, but I'm not going to go crazy with these people with their memes and lies about me, all right? So
memes and lies, guys. Memes and lies.
Did you spend more money on Supercard or WWE Champions back when you said you played it? I spent way more money on Supercard than I ever spent on WWE Champions.
Ooh, look at that eye. Let's slow that down. Let's slow down to 0.25 speed. Why not? It amuses me. No.
And Supercard
Wait.
than I ever spent.
Boom. When you're talking to someone, you look them in the eyes. If you're looking them in the eyes and then suddenly, oh, I need to tell a lie, you look away suddenly. Just like that.
Champions.
This guy is 1,000,000% a pathological liar and a sociopath.
I spent a lot of money on Supercard for like maybe 6 to 8 months. Remember I told you guys there was an event that I went crazy on to try to get this rare ass card, and it took forever to get, and you had to constantly keep spending. Now keep in mind this was like 2015. This is a long time ago. You had to basically keep spending in order to keep buying the recharges for the event. Like you couldn't just keep playing the event, you would run out of energy. So you had to keep buying the recharge.
Remember, guys, the move bankrupted me. When I moved to Seattle, it bankrupted me, dude. Well, he just said he spent how much money in one event in 2015. Gee, I wonder what bankrupted him in 2000. Well, made him go broke in 2015.
Buying the recharge, and it wasn't like, oh, you bought like.
It was 2014 that he moved there,
24 hours,
but he claimed that it was the move that bankrupted him.
It's a scam.
But here, guys, I spent so much money. I spent the entire event just constantly spending money. I wonder what made him go broke. The move or WWE Supercard?
A fucking scam. By the end of it, you get the card and you're like, wow, I got it, and you feel so stupid. You're like, man, I spent all that fucking time playing this game. I spent money on it. This is dumb as shit. You know? It really was. It was dumb. I felt stupid. So, it's not, you know, in my opinion, that's just not worth it. Some people may, again, that's the kind of game you like and you play it. I'm not going to hate on you or whatever. But, for me, like, I'm going to get value out of it. I'm not going to be constantly having to spend $1 million to just play the fucking game and have fun with it. That's stupid.
I totally understand mobile gaming and its insane
Yes, he does.
Mobile gaming is ridiculously profitable. Every one of these mobile games has this microtransaction formula that becomes incredibly addicting, that requires repeated, ongoing purchases. You always need to keep playing and keep spending to be one of the top players in a mobile game, or even just be current on an event in a mobile game. I can tell you, if you didn't drop money to get every new summon character, you couldn't even play the new events. The events would be worthless unless you had the new character. It's pretty stupid.
He knows so much about
at the same time. I can tell you,
gacha games, but he doesn't play them. He does not play WWE Champions.
Over and over and over. It is an addictive process. It's very much a predatory process.
You know about being predatory.
Supercard 2014, 2015, the game got too tedious. I got bored at grinding. Same with you. Yeah, in that game, you could get free stuff, but it took so long to earn a free card. And remember, in WWE Supercard, the scam is thus. You can't actually do anything with a card if you just have one. You need to have a double of that card. Once you get 2 of a card, then you can double up, and I forget what they called it. Was it proing the card or something like that? Then the card's good and useful, and then you can use it for competitive play. But it's like, so now you're playing crazy.
God, the sound is so pornographic
right?
in
Just
this
to
game.
earn the free card. You might get it. Now you need another one. In a lot of cases, they never even offered another one. If you didn't get it during that special event, you got one card. It's a waste of time. So I really, you know, I got hooked on it because it was WWE. Of course, I was a much bigger fan of pro wrestling at the time than I am now. Now I don't even watch it anymore. I don't even watch a single minute of WrestleMania.
During the Saturday stream, because WrestleMania was like now 2 days or 3 days, they've extended it. But because of WrestleMania being extended, there was some WrestleMania on Saturday. And he said very specifically in his chat, do not spoil WrestleMania. If you weren't going to watch WrestleMania, you didn't care about WWE, why were you so sure to tell everyone in chat, do not spoil WrestleMania? Bullshit.
And basically, I thought that it would be cool to get into something other than the mainstream gaming stuff that I was doing on, you know, on YouTube and stuff. I wanted something different. See, maybe mobile game is for me. Maybe I could cover mobile games, right? That was actually one of my intentions back then, was can I find a way to capture mobile games and maybe do mobile game coverage and diversify myself rather than just doing console gaming, which is pretty much what I had done in the entirety up to that point. But basically, you know, it was just after playing it for, like I said, 6 to 8 months.
You know, just paying $3 grand on a
it's
laminate PC.
ridiculous. It's not. It gets to the point where it's like it's more work and a chore and too much of a time and money investment than it's even the fun you get out of it. It really is. It doesn't feel like it's fun anymore. To me, anyway.
I'm some kind of a crazy addict.
Yes, you are.
And now I sit around spending money on mobile games constantly.
You do.
And that's why I had to declare
Kiwi Farms
bankruptcy.
keeps track of you.
Dinosaur King did 100-bit cheers. Did you ever have a rivalry with someone you wanted to beat?
Nah, that's the end of that. That's the end of the mobile talk, as far as I can tell. So, yeah. Here he talks about he spent way more money on WWE Supercard than Champions, guys. Trust me. It's not like, you know, someone went out and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah, because you spent tens of thousands of dollars on it in other games. I like how he's very careful to word that. Like, if you go out and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, but he spent tens of thousands, so he's okay. He didn't lie, guys. He said hundreds of thousands, not tens of thousands. King of semantics. And I love how he just pulls out of thin air that 200 number. You know, you spend $200 here and there on a game. It's not that big a deal. But when you spend $200 a day, every day, no matter what, it's an issue, especially if you can't afford it. Although, as long as his whale chairs keep throwing the money, he can. For now. Have to wait and see how long that goes, though. Anyways, with that, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.